Look, what's the name of our company?
Simple Solar.
Yeah, that's
what's
it.
What's the name of my podcast?
Be authentic or be authentic or get the fuck out.
Like, have you ever met a girl that paid for coke?
Yeah. Oh,
No, neither have I.
Do you ever hear about those like behavioral modification programs where they ship you off to live in the woods and they come take you in your sleep and
No.
Well-
Tony Soprano owns a trash company.
we'll go
Yeah.
there. And so I never,
Yeah.
If you can't be authentic, get the fuck down if you can't be authentic.
Hey, I'm going to assume that this is working. Lexi, text me if it's working. She's texting. Yes. Yes, it's working. Hey, everybody. Eric Obrem, be authentic or get the fuck out. Tuning in for a live tonight. I apologize again. We haven't done these for a couple of weeks. I've been on the road and traveling, and that has hampered me from doing the lives. Mr. Pate G. Smith, who was supposed to be co-hosting a lot of these with me, has decided to ship off and spend most of his time in Florida. So he has not been jumping on either, but once we get him back, we'll get back to the regular flow of the show, if you will. So tonight I want to do a few things. We will always have Q&A. I got to figure out. So just an FYI to everybody. Okay. I usually do this as a team, but my teammate, Lexi, has abandoned me. She has left me like all alone. She's out somewhere in the cold, flying a drone, just having a good old fucking time while I'm sitting here by myself in my room with no ability, no technical knowledge. I don't know how to fuck with any of this shit. Like, me just getting this started, everybody should be so impressed with the fact that I actually started this fucking show, because I honestly didn't think it was going to happen. I mean, I set up a camera. I've got a camera set up, and I've got a computer, and I had cords and shit that had to go into it to get this all going. So I'm impressed with me. So I'm giving myself stars. But what I wanted to talk about today, again, remember, please throw in questions and stuff, because I'd love to answer questions. It's about recovery, about RoofCon, about anything, about speaking, whatever it is. Ask questions. I'm here to answer them. But I'm bringing a couple of people on camera here in a sec, because I want to talk about RoofCon, because RoofCon's coming up. For those of you in our industry and in our space, RoofCon is a big deal. It's a really big deal for me this year, because I'm getting to keynote, and I'm going to be talking about how to create a cult-like following in your company, which is really funny because some of the cult members from Revolt are going to be here to talk about that cult. But how to create a cult-like following in your company by utilizing what I have deemed the team method. Look out, the team method. Yep, I'm excited too. But hey, let's talk RoofCon until people start getting in here. And I'm going to bring in, all right, hold on. Again, remember, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm going to add Bob.
Hey.
And I'm going to add Dylan at the same time.
The irony.
What's up, guys?
You wouldn't believe me if I told you.
Tell me.
We came home, and we live on a small farm, and we had a note from the neighbor, and their cow got out and somehow got in our lot, and they were thanking us for saving Mickey and putting him away. So my wife is out there dealing with this cow right now.
That is the most hillbilly shit I have ever heard in my fucking life.
She was pissed. She threw a box at me, and she's like, "This is the last fucking headache I'm dealing with today."
With a fucking cow on the loose. I mean, sorry, I got to rewind this shit. So it got into your yard?
No, we've got a pasture out there for our cows, and it got in with our cows.
What do you do with cows?
We just eat them.
So you buy cows and let them wander around willy-nilly, and then be like, I'm hungry. Go kill fucking Phil.
That's hilarious. because Phil is my dad's name, and he's
Oh,
the
for
one that
fuck's sake. That's
he,
fantastic.
we birth the baby ones. Then when they get so big, we send them over to my dad, and he feeds them out. And,
Phil does.
Yeah.
Yeah, Phil
Yep,
takes
yep.
care of it. Yeah. Thanks, Phil. That's
I want to kill
fantastic.
Phil.
Wow. So real quick, where are you located at, Bob?
Indiana.
In Indiana. And Dylan, where are you at?
BFE, Ohio.
BFE, Ohio. All right. And so we all met through Hunter and through Revolt, right?
Yep.
And when did you guys join Revolt?
I'd have been February in 2021. Was that
Okay.
the year? Last year. So February of last year. So I like to consider myself one of the OGs.
Right on. And Bob, when did you?
Literally like the week after that, I believe.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. I'm super excited because I'm finally going to get to go on a member retreat in December.
Awesome.
Yeah. So like every time there's been a member retreat scheduled, I've literally had something that like I couldn't cancel and I couldn't get off. And the first one that I missed that was in California, I literally had plane tickets booked for that one. And then my wife got COVID and I couldn't leave because we've got a kid and like somebody had to take care of the kid. Like it's always something with kids and wives, right? So let's talk about RoofCon because I kind of wanted to spend a little bit of time for people that are watching and listening, talking about why you guys think that RoofCon is important and some of the things that you've been able to take from it and why people should be going to this if they're in our industry. Bob, you go first.
It's just, being part of the Revolt group, being part of something bigger than just, 8 to 5 job. Hunter talks about leadership, legacy, and integrity. And it's just, I was just having this conversation with the lady earlier. I want to run a leadership company that happens to, sell roofing, siding, and gutters. So
Yes.
that's, I just want to practice what I preach, man. Like John Maxwell, Tim Tebow. I'm excited to hear your talk. I'm not just saying that because I'm on a live with you. You were talking about getting a team to have a cult-like following. Literally, one of my young sales reps just told the wife today, "Yeah, I want to retire after selling roasts for you guys for 25 years." And I mean,
awesome.
the kid's 25 years old. Like, hell, when I was 25 years old, I didn't know what the hell I wanted to do, and I sure
Right.
wasn't looking and like, hey, I want to work here for the next 25
And that
years.
could that could change 100 times for that kid, but the fact that today that's what he believes because you helped him believe that's amazing. And to be part of any group and any organization, and I've done a lot of different masterminds and stuff, and there's a lot of good ones, and there's a lot where people are just trying to take your fucking money, right? And if you guys watched the podcast that dropped yesterday with Hunter and Bob, I know you did because you were texting me. But if you watch that, Hunter talked about how he had a moment where he was like, he had so many things on his plate that there was a moment where he's like, I might just have to fulfill all my obligations here and not continue with Revolt. And it kind of went, to the side for a hot second. And then the feedback that he got from everybody was like, man, you can't do that. You can't do that because the lives that are being changed because of this group of men, it's too big and it's too big of a deal. Right. And I think that really says something because everybody in the group really does give a shit about what happens to that other person. Right. And I think that's, I don't know, you don't find that many places. And, we talk all the time. Obviously, I said this in the podcast yesterday, but the buzzword, or the buzz quote is, who you surround yourself with, blah, 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 blah. Right. Everybody, we all talk about that all the time, but it couldn't be more true. And when you get to have a group like this, even a large group, right, and you break off into your own little, your circles and stuff, but to have that opportunity to be around those people it's such a game changer. Dylan, what are you excited for about RoofCon?
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm excited to get the whole team together. I mean, we're bringing the whole team down. We're making a massive, and so we're stoked about that part of it for sure. we want to, we felt such an impact last year with Dr. John Maxwell, Craig Rochelle, Iron Cowboy, all the other speakers that were there. It really resounded as we came home. But, to get these people out and to bring them the leadership values that we have been able to get through connecting through Revolt and other avenues has been a real blessing in my life, and I want to bless other people with it. But other than that, man, the connections are huge. I don't know, Eric, if you remember last year, you and I talked for like literally 15 seconds. We're like, hey man, how you doing? And you gave me a Be Authentic or Get the Fuck Out wristband, and I literally have worn it since RoofCon last year, so I'm gonna have to get a new one. That one's getting
Yes. That couldn't make me more fucking happy. And you know what? The fact that you just showed me that. So I've still got mine, obviously, but I love these wristbands because I wear two wristbands. I wear my Be Authentic one and I wear a Lions Not Sheep. And if you've ever had a Lions Not Sheep one, that motherfucker has more money than God, but his fucking wristbands fade away. And so you have to buy more of his shit so you can get another wristband. Mine are etched in and they don't go away. They stay there forever. But my Lions Not Sheep one literally turned black because I worn it for so long.
That's crazy, man. No, this thing has held the test of time. It's getting kind of gross because I literally don't take it off. It's the longest I've ever worn a wristband, but it's just a subtle.
I don't think that surprises anyone that it gets gross and you still wear it. I don't know you that well, but I feel like I do just enough that no one's surprised.
No, man. No.
Yeah.
I look homeless most of the time. I'm surprised people want to actually come up and talk to me at events. Like, it's not because I'm unapproachable because I'm large. It's because I look gross.
You know what? I don't. I mean, not gross, but like I get the unapproachable thing though. Like I get that unapproachable thing because I think I have like a resting fuck you face that I don't know how to get rid of. And everybody yells at me because they're like, even in photos, I look like I'm pissed off and I want to rip somebody's head off. And I can't, they're like, smile. I'm like, motherfucker, I am smiling. Like that's like, I am smiling, but I feel like I get that too. And like, I'm sitting at a roofers and recovery booth where like, I need to be like, come in, I'll give you a hug. I'm going to help you save your life. You know what I mean? But like, I still have this like asshole look on my face. Like I really have to work on that because I think I definitely have the same thing. Like because I'm not unapproachable. Cause like the minute somebody comes up and talks to me, I love talking to people, but I get that same thing. Now, Bob, on the other hand, I mean, he just looks like everybody wants to fucking talk to him. And then he's going to tell you fucking hillbilly stories about cows getting in his yard.
Well, it's funny. It's funny you would say that because I went to Ryan Groff's transformation event a couple weeks ago and took a couple of my sales guys, and there were some guys there talking about relationships and how to talk and all that. And one of my sales guys pretty much told me I was an asshole, and my wife would totally agree with that. So I actually had a consulting call today for an hour about how to have better relationships and not be an asshole. So hopefully
so that you are an asshole or that you're perceived as an asshole.
No, apparently I am an asshole. So
Dylan, would you like to chime in? Is he an asshole?
Biggest fucking asshole I know. But see, the beauty about RoofCon, man, is like the asshole that Bob is the same asshole Bob's going to be out on the expo floor. Same asshole Bob's going to be at the VIP party. Like, they're just the same people. Like, everybody is who they are, and that's what's beautiful about it. But yeah, Bob's a big old asshole.
You know what we call that? We call that authentic. Oh, see what I did there?
That's right, baby.
See what I did there? Yeah, you like that?
Twisted the whole thing together.
I love when I get a comment from Facebook user. I wonder if that's like Pate trying to chime in because somebody just commented from Facebook user, what's happening in Florida? That's hilarious. What's up, Steven? Okay, so let's go real quick. So here's the other thing. I'm going to put this out into the world because you two are here. Conversation I had with Hunter when he was here doing the interview was by the end of the year, we need to figure out a way that Revolt is sponsoring the podcast. I like that because I like that. I like that combination because those
I can dig it, man, for sure. Because what you're doing is exactly what we're aligned with.
Yep.
And, I just ran a retreat this weekend, man, and I brought you up several times. It was actually the theme of the retreat. I don't know if you talked to Hunter or not, but it's funny, those retreats kind of take on their mind of their own. And that one ended up being centered around recovery, man. And we had some really, really powerful stories. Bob was there for the fireside. And I think that would be a really cool thing if we could somehow meld those two together. And make that work, for sure, man.
It would be really cool. It'd just be a lot of fun. I've gotten to a point. I think we've all gotten to a point in our lives. I mean, I don't know how fucking old you are because I can't tell with all the hair and shit. But like, I've gotten to a point in my life where I don't have to surround myself with people that I don't fucking care for. Right? I don't have to do that anymore. I don't have to sell jobs to people I don't fucking like and that I don't want to be around and that suck energy from me. And you know what I mean? Like, we don't have to do that anymore. And we've been given this gift of this group of people that do care, and you get to spend time with them, even if it's just in a chat or on the phone or like right here. You know what I mean? Like that's a gift that's been given to us. And if we wouldn't have, spent that time going to a RoofCon and going to that first event or whatever it was for all of us that changed us, we'd still be fucking sitting there twiddling our dick, not knowing what to do. It's probably chasing cows in a fucking yard, is what I'm assuming. It's probably what we've been doing. By the way, everybody please give shit to Brad because Brad was supposed to jump in and never did.
Brad Barron?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll text him right now for you, man.
Yeah, so fuck Brad.
Yeah, well, I actually kept Brad out of staying in the Dominican Republic because the dumbass forgot his passport in his fucking hotel room and went to the airport. So I'm going to text his dumbass and be like, hey, bub, I owe you one. Jump on Eric's fucking live, please.
Oh, no. No favors. We don't need a favor. No. We don't need fucking favors.
For like burying a body or something.
Yeah, we don't need any of that shit. We don't need any of that shit. All right. What else you guys got on your mind? We don't run these long, but we are going to do a swag giveaway. And so here's what I want you guys to help me with. Okay. Because it's only going to be for people that are watching. And it's hard to tell because like that little counter is always fucking wrong. Right. Because like I always got like way more fucking people, but they can comment later if they watch this recorded. I need you guys to think up a couple of questions that can be RoofCon related or whatever that we can put and we can drop in the comments. And then the first two people that get them right will get swag. So they can get a Yeti or a shirt or whatever. I mean, I think we got a few hoodies left. I need to get you guys. Did either of you get a hoodie at RoofCon last year?
No, sir.
Right. What size are you, Dylan? A schmedium?
I would come extra chubby, my boy. That was really kind of you to manifest that for me, but I got news for you. I'm never going to be in a medium.
Never going to be in a schmedium. It's never going to be in a schmedium. Yeah. It's right in between. It's just you can't decide. Like, do you want to show off your guns or do you not? Right? Does it need to be a little form fitting or a little loose?
I take into account that there's other people's wives walking around.
That's true. You don't want them walking around. You don't want them walking around just dripping all over the floor, right? Like,
yeah,
that'd
be a cleanup hazard, man. That's a slip hazard.
Oh my God. You would literally have to walk. You know what we could do? We could literally have somebody walk around just following you with a mop. And then people can just ask and be like, why do you have a mop guy walking behind you? And be like, well, because when all the women walk by me and they drip all over the floor, I have to have this gentleman to clean up behind to make sure that nobody slips and falls in their excitement.
You give me a medium, be authentic, or get the fuck out shirt. I will have a
Oh, Cody's here. Cody Brasher. This is becoming your best show yet with rogue cattle stories and majestic mullets. This could win an award. There it is right there. I feel like we need to get Cody on. Cody, comment if you want to come on. I'll send you a fucking I'll send you a message. Do y'all know Cody?
know
I do
of
not.
Cody.
I
know
do
of
not.
Cody.
You need to know Cody. Cody is a stud.
Cody
Let's
better be at
see.
RoofCon, man.
Well, that's what I'm.
RC4 going to be off the rails.
You what?
RoofCon 4 is going to be off the rails, man.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't on the lingo. RC. Got it. Yes, not
Bro,
remote
I'm trying
control.
to be hip with the children's. All right.
Yes, I get it. I get it. Yeah. It's working out well.
He couldn't understand my lingo last night in a text message either, Dylan. It's all right.
No,
So,
I couldn't. No, that was, I don't remember what it was, but yeah, I thought it was like gangster.
There ain't nothing gangster coming out of Bob's mouth. I got news for you.
So, what's our next? And while I'm waiting for Cody here, next trip is December, right?
yes, sir.
Yeah.
And we're heading
Back
out
in
to
St. George.
St. George. Have you been there before?
Technically, we were there for Hurricane, correct, Bob? That was basically
Yes.
Hurricane.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's a really cool place. I was down there and went rappelling there in like Zion, like right by Zion or whatever. Oh fuck. Okay, we've got Cody. There's Cody. Hey, Cody.
What's up, Cody?
What's up, Cody?
How you doing?
Cody, do you have any stories of cows going into your yard?
No, but I got a story of a longhorn damn near beating me to death.
Tell that story.
This was probably 17, 18 years ago. And I was with family at the time, and this
Cody
was
was 35. Okay, go on.
yeah. No, I was at family's property. They had a longhorn, and we had been drinking, and I had got the idea that I was going to go ride this longhorn. And when I reached up to grab her horn to push her head down to like sling myself over, she reared back, and her horn went through my t-shirt, underneath my sleeve, and then out the neck. And she proceeded to shake me to try to get me off of her horn, all the while beating me on the ground for, I don't know. I swear it was an hour. It was probably like 45 seconds, but yeah.
So, okay, question. Let's unpack this. So question one, is riding a longhorn a thing?
No, I don't know.
Okay. So it's not something that people are like, I ride longhorns. And you were like, hey, if Phil can ride longhorns, I bet I could ride a longhorn. It's not that. It was just, you were drunk going, I bet I could ride a fucking longhorn.
Yes, absolutely correct.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Question two, because I realize that I do live in Texas now, but I'm not a Texan. Are longhorns female?
They can be both. They're
They can
just
be
a breed.
both.
Well, yeah, you can have.
I just assume since they had horns, I'm thinking of deer. You know what I mean?
Well, her name was Mocha, so even if she was a dude, that was a chick longhorn.
Yeah. Interesting. Guys, any questions about the longhorn story?
She can identify as a male or female now.
Yeah, she definitely. Yeah.
I mean, she fucked you, so.
Yeah.
That was way better than finding a freaking Oreo in your pasture there, Bob.
Yeah, I sent Dylan a Snapchat of the cow this morning in my yard, or my pasture.
No, let's just stick with yard. The story like sounds a lot better when it sounds like you had a cow in your yard. I really believe that. So Cody, the question at the table is, are you coming to RoofCon?
No, I am not. Y'all can get mad with being in Florida right now. Kirsty has work. She's got a work trip. So unless y'all want me to bring a 15-year-old and an 8-year-old.
Yes, to hear my speech.
Yeah,
I mean,
let's go.
Bring your crotch goblins all day, man.
Yeah. So no, I'm actually I'll be back in Texas for I don't know about 10 days, and part of that is actually I was told just recently that it's not babysitting, and I'm being put back on dad duty for the entire time I'm there.
Oh,
I mean, I'm going on 30 something days gone, and I don't work drilling rigs anymore. So
right. I get it.
you
If
know,
there's an event that you should be at, though, it is definitely fucking RoofCon, my friend.
I had originally planned on doing that, and then when the hurricane hit and I ended up being here longer,
Yeah.
only planned. You know, I'm not. I say
I did bring my daughter to RoofCon in Houston, which was, let me tell you, a good time. Because let me tell you what 5-year-olds really love: trade show floors.
yeah, my 8-year-old. I'm pretty sure we're at the point where I couldn't enjoy it or pay attention because, I mean, he's me made over, so he's still getting into stuff, and I also don't want that, you know, being the representation of me the first time I meet some of y'all. So
That's fair. Well, I
yeah.
really appreciate all you guys being here. Diego's fucking chiming in there. I got a yo from Diego. Does anyone here actually say yo ever? No. Good. Okay. Don't ever do that. And says bring the kids. Diego, are you bringing your kids? That's what I want to know.
Rosie got to be showing up. They're rolling up in the Roofers LLC van, man.
Yes, I love that. That would be spectacular. Okay, so we're coming up on about 30 minutes. We usually try to keep these short at 30 minutes. Let's think of some questions. Cody, all you guys, I know Bob, Dylan, do you watch the podcast?
Every day, baby.
Let's
Every time one comes out.
What's that?
Every one you put out, I watch it. Bob and I talk about it.
Love
Pretty
it.
much as soon as they come out, man.
All right, then I want, and I know Cody does, bring up a question from the podcast that we can put out into the chat that people can answer.
How about
How many tickets did they sell?
Go ahead, Bob.
How many tickets did they sell last year?
Oh, that's a good question. How many tickets were sold at RoofCon? Would that be 3? Is that RC3, Dylan?
RC3, baby.
Okay.
Hashtag RC3.
Okay. I just made a comment. Yep, it went out. Holy shit. I'm a tech genius. I should fucking start my own IT department is what I ought to do. All right. Cody.
Question from the podcast today with Hunter?
Nah, whenever.
Okay. I'll just do from mine. What kind of car have you and I both stolen?
Ooh.
Or yeah,
As Cody and Eric both stolen. Do you guys know the answers to that?
I actually do not.
I mean, I do just because I was part of the car stealing. But yeah, that's a good one. Who asked the first one, Dylan or Bob?
Bob did.
All right, Dylan, you got one?
Yeah, I was just gonna give him a softball, man. Who was your very first? Yeah, I thought you were get the fuck out.
All right, I like that. Very first one. I better write who was. It's in Jeopardy. Who was the very first guest on Be Authentic?
Don't ask me how to spell that, man. I'm gonna fuck that up.
Which the name or authentic?
Any of it, man.
Yeah.
Any of it.
Spelling's hard. I mean, so is math.
So is reading.
Reading is hard.
Yeah.
That's a good question real quick though before we sign off. Do you guys who's doing the fucking I'm reading 800 books in fucking 10 days? Is that you?
I did 50 books this year.
That's pretty crazy. That's pretty wild, man. Like
I completed it already. I'm gonna try to stretch goal at 75.
did you listen or did you read them all?
I listened to majority of them. I audiobooked most of them.
So, okay, let me ask you a question because I talk about this in my company a lot because we do like a book club thing and everybody wants to cheat and listen, and I don't let them. And I don't let them just because I don't think you retain as much. When you listen, what are you doing when you listen? Are you driving or walking or sitting at home or what are you doing?
Typically, I'm driving, so it's windshield time anyways. I don't feel like I'm retaining quite a bit. I actually fought guys on that for that reason, but my thing is, man, if I get one thing out of every book that I read, man.
Yeah,
I'm
100%.
50 times greater than I was.
Yeah, I'd rather do that than nothing, right? Because you're going to get something out of it. Bob, do you read? Can you read?
Yes, I read.
Did you read 50 books this year?
No, I have not.
Give me all right, and Cody, I don't think Cody can read. He used to work on oil rigs. But between the three of you, give me your go-to book for everybody.
Oh, that's easy.
Me and Dylan both.
Can't Hurt Me.
Oh, really?
Great book, man.
That's your go-to?
That's my go-to. I've read it and I'm listening to it audiobook for the second time. That's the one that changed my life.
I feel like that one should just be renamed Don't Be a Pussy.
Yeah, I mean that would work.
I mean, really, that's kind of like chapter 1 through 100. In that book is just don't be a pussy. He just kind of ends it, and you can hear his voice going, "Don't be a pussy," like with that gravelly thing that he's got going on. All right, Bob.
Relentless is one thing that me and Dylan always say when people ask us. I just had a sales rep ask me, and he said, I told him, Think and Grow Rich. I mean, I know that's an old book, but that is one that I try to read or listen to, annually or something. Just there's a lot of golden nuggets in that book.
I need to read that one again. Have you guys read the old school fucking Dale Carnegie?
Yes.
Why can't I remember the name of it? How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Yep.
Isn't it funny how after you read that and then you read now like books that are written today, you're like, it's the same book, right? Like they pull everything from it, but then obviously just repackage it like for modern times and like add 2 or 3 things. But it's hilarious when you notice that. Okay, did Bob went, Cody went, Dylan, did you go?
No, and like Bob said, my go-to has always been Relentless, and this one could be just because I just finished it. Literally was number 50 for me. But 12-Hour Walk. I cannot remember the author to save my life, but he was on Milet.
He was just on Milet. Yeah.
And bro, that book, I want so bad, and I've got to just be intentional and do it. But he talks about when he set aside the 12-hour walk. He didn't do it intentionally, but he was doing his walk across Alaska, and he deleted all of his podcasts and everything, man, and just cleared his mind. And the shit that guy's been through, it's super inspirational, but it's also a very good perspective, man. It's great read.
What an he's got an amazing story. If you haven't listened to that, you got to listen to the Milet podcast. Anybody watching, like, that was the most amazing story. That guy is just an absolute fucking animal. So I will go with, I've got a bunch, but I'm going to say 2. One is Atomic Habits. If you haven't read Atomic Habits, you have to read Atomic Habits. And then the other one is sometimes you lose, sometimes you learn, or whatever. I always say that wrong. Did I say that right? The Maxwell book. Sometimes you lose, sometimes you learn, I don't know what the fuck.
Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn, isn't it?
Thank you. That's what it is. Yeah. Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. That book, I was shocked because of how small it was. Like, it wasn't a big, long, book. Probably because he's written 187 books. He probably got to a point and he was like, this one's going to be 90 pages. But he's getting older. But like that book changed me, but it also, like, the fact that we read it as a group in my company, that was such a huge thing to give everybody that mindset of that. I love that book. If anybody is like just getting started into like personal development, like personal growth and things like that, that's one of the first ones I'd say to read, just because it's an easy read, and it doesn't take, you're not intimidated by it when you buy it, right? You're not intimidated by it when you buy it. That was terrible. From somebody who's speaking on a stage. But those are the ones that I think can really change lives. So anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, being part of the live. Guys, you can answer the questions. Chris Merritt said traction. That's for really smart people as well. So I couldn't get through that. That had big words and things like that. But that is one that you do need to read if you're owning a company. So if you haven't bought tickets to RoofCon yet, everybody get your tickets to RoofCon. If you're thinking about joining some kind of a group or a mastermind, you don't have to be in roofing even. Like, have a conversation about Revolt, because it's a bunch of just really good humans that give a shit about each other and what happens to them, and the relationships and the connections that you make on some of these retreats and some of these trips are like, they're absolutely life-changing, you know, for all of us. And these guys are a testament to that. And Cody, just thanks for being my friend, buddy. I love having you around, and I love talking to you, even though you're fucking dumb and try and ride cows with horns on them.
Hey, now hold on. There are dumb things I did when I was younger and doing dumb stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There was a time you stole a car. You were doing so. Yeah, I'm definitely glad I got to know a lot later on in life. Definitely would have done some really cool shit, but would have definitely got in a lot of trouble.
We'd probably be dead.
Yeah, but it'd have been a good story.
It would have been a good ride. Yes, it would have been a good story for someone else to tell.
Yeah. Live it anymore. I don't want to make stories. I just want to work and be with the family. So,
Absolutely. Well, you guys don't know Cody very well. You need to get to know him. He's a good dude, and vice versa for these guys. So, guys, thanks for being here. I can't wait to see y'all in Orlando in a few days. And hopefully I don't stand on stage and bomb and sound like a fucking asshole. So if I do, I'll just stand there and curse and offend everybody for 45 minutes. All right. Thanks, guys, for being here. I appreciate it. Remember, everybody, be authentic or get the fuck out.
see ya.